Hi, this is Scott Garibay with breaking news for Dungeons & Dragons. So I have just I have performed the ritual. I have picked up the 2024 Core Player's Handbook from my FLGS, which is, I'm very excited about that. And I did not choose to go down the road of buying the bundle. And it is a little bit rough that I don't have I don't have it on D&D Beyond, right? But one, my priority was the physical book. I really wanted to make sure I had it. And I just wanted to give you my purchase journey. I wanted to explain to you how I purchased it and every single attribute of that purchase. So it cost me $50. That is astonishing. That's exactly the same price I paid in 2014. So housing in America is through the roof, and no young person will ever be able to afford a home again. It's just, I'm Gen X, and the boomers got to do it. I don't think a millennial I don't think a single millennial or a single Gen Z will ever buy a home again, but they can buy a D&D PHB. So while the government cannot aid Americans in getting shelter that doesn't beat inflation, Dungeons & Dragons beat inflation over a decade, right? They're like, all right, we're printing this book 10 years later. You get a whole bunch, and more than they slayed inflation, right? Because it's way bigger with way more art, better writing, better layout, better index, better everything. Everything in the book is better, but the price is the same. After 10 years. That is astonishing. So I paid $50 USB. I used my, and I just used an e-card to, just suck the funds out. So I didn't use cash to buy it, but I did buy the physical book, right? And I got it at my store. And I have to say, I want to say thank you to the character sheet on comicbook.com. My knowledge was that release day was on the 16th, and I did see that earlier, but there's a lot of confusion about release days, and I think they may have decided to release it early because there were so many problems with the content being seen online. So this might be, and that's the other thing is, how early did anybody get it on D&D Beyond? Like, if you got early release on D&D Beyond, it don't seem it was that early, right? So that's kind of interesting, because I think that was kind of like a big deal. Like, if you bought the bundle, you got early access or something. But I now have the PHB. I'm extremely happy about that. I went to my FLGS. So first of all, comicbook.com said it's out today. They were right. It's out today, right? And so I immediately called my FLGS and I said, hey, is the book out? And they said, yes, the book is out, right? And I was like, I'm going to be in there at 6 o'clock. Do you guys think you'll still have some left? And they said, we got 30 copies, right? It'll be here. Come on in, right? And I was like, whew, thank you, right? Because, yeah, so then I think and then when I went in, they had, at my FLGS, they had the Amazon cover, and they had the FLGS cover. They had both. And I was like, that FLGS cover is disgusting. I didn't say that to the poor FLGS. I actually bought it from the guy who owns the FLGS, which I thought was pretty impressive, right? And he's owned it for years. He's a super dope dude. He actually owns an actual print of he actually owns the Batman #1 print comic book. He's super epic, and he's got to be rich, because that book's worth like 40 grand, right? So, and I know that because he closed shop many years ago, and then moved to a new shop, and he was just like taking stuff that he had in the shop out, because I think it was literally in a safe. So that was wild. Like, it was really wild. And so I bought it from him, and get this. So when I went in, they didn't have any on the shelves, right? And they had just the FLGS covers displayed behind the register up on the wall, so you could not get them, right? Then I was like, he's like, oh, I gotta look, because I gotta, and I was like, hey, is that the only cover you got? And he's like, oh, I think we have another cover, but I gotta find the box, right? And I was like, okay. And then I saw a box on the shelf, and I was like, oh, you got both covers right over there. You got 5 of the FLGS cover, and you got 5 of the Amazon cover right over there. And I didn't say Amazon cover to him, because that's a touchy subject. Yeah. Because that's a touchy subject, right? And so I was like, okay, FLGS cover, and there's the Amazon cover. Can I get the Amazon cover? And he's like, oh, those are set aside for people who pre-ordered them, who told us, hold this aside for me, right? So there were people who were going to their FLGS and saying, I could pre-order this on Amazon, but I want to pre-order it from you, right? Like, and I think the reason why is they know it's going to be there. Whereas I have found with collectibles with Amazon, if you need salt or like paper towels, Amazon got you covered. Any kind of collectible, I don't trust them. I can't. And the reason why is it's already been burned. I got burned on the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings set. Like, they took my money months beforehand, and they were like, we don't got it, so here's your money back. And I'm like, I don't want my money back, I want the product, right? And so since then, I don't buy any high-end collectibles on Amazon. Tell me if you've had a different experience, but I don't bother with them on that. I don't think that's not cool. That is not cool, right? So this FLGS, I knew they could be trusted. Others knew they could be trusted. And people had pre-ordered this. 10 people at my FLGS had pre-ordered this, right? They had both covers. They had lots of copies in. And so now I got mine. I got it early, and I got it literally within hours of its release, right? I'm curious if this will be even on the shelves within... I'm predicting a complete sellout. I don't think you'll be able to buy this for Christmas. I think this will be gone before Thanksgiving even hits. I think here's my prediction. My prediction is by Thanksgiving, you will absolutely not be able to buy the 2024 core PHP, and I think there'll be a secondary market already established by then. Now, ain't nobody getting mine. I got mine. It's going on the shelf. Also, I wanted to say this is the 6th time in my life that I went to an FLGS and I bought the brand new edition, right, of the D&D PHP. So I've been alive. I've done it 6 times. I expect I will do it 9 times before I die, right? By the way, what did I just buy today? In my humble opinion, the Dungeons & Dragons VE. So it is not 5.5. It is certainly not 6. Anybody who you hear using those numbers is completely wrong, because it's not a new edition, right? It's not. It is not an increment of edition, okay? It is the same edition, but fundamentally different. And that's why I call it Dungeons & Dragons VE. And that is the Roman numeral for 5. So D&D 5e is dead, right? Long live Dungeons & Dragons VE. And this is what I will run until the next Dungeons & Dragons set edition comes out. All right, so I am also announcing I'm officially switching to Dungeons & Dragons VE. D&D 5e is dead. D&D VE is alive. And that is the Roman numeral 5. And also, I think we can call it so you can call it D&D VE, or you can call it D&D Roman Edition, right? And so I am extremely excited to have it, and just, wonderfully, wonderfully, wonderfully ecstatic. And I'm really excited about us moving into this new day. That every single word you just heard is my humble opinion on the journey to get my Dungeons & Dragons VE PHP. How did you get yours? Are you waiting, right? Did you not get yours yet? What reasons did you not get it for? What reasons did you get it for? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.